An important concept to understand in C++ is the difference between R value and L value, or in other words, right value and left value. It goes like this. As I explained, C++ has many command keywords, like using a namespace and stuff like that. We could divide up actually the types of commands you give to the C++ compiler. We could divide that up into several groups. Like we've seen before, we have the preprocessor commands, which is stuff that's not really going to be a command for the actual program. It's a command for the compiler. It's something that the compiler does before compiling everything else. And later on we'll learn about commands that are statements. So this group of commands that I'll be talking about now is called expressions. Expressions are any command that you type which at the end of the day yields, it gives us a certain value. For example, when I create a variable int a and then I type in a equals 1, this looks like just a regular command which just gives 1 to the variable a. However, this is more than just a simple command. This is also an expression, because at the end of the day some value comes out of this command, which means like this. Just like you can use the number 1 over here, the number 1 really what it does is it yields a value of 1. The variable a2 could also yield for us a value, like when we want to print out a to the screen. What happens is, in this command over here, a is yielding, it is giving us the value of 1 to be printed out. So these are little things which give out, or in better English, yield a value. The number 1 over here gives 1. The variable a over here gives also 1 after this. The important thing to realize is that all of this together also yields a value. The value of whatever is all the way to the left over here, which happens to be a. This altogether gives out whatever is inside a. Like, just as 1 is giving something out which we are using to put into a at the end of the day over here is also giving itself out. And we can take advantage of that if we'd like to put a into something else in the same line. Like if y were a variable that we made before, int y, then this command over here takes 1, which is an expression which yields the value 1, and puts that into a. But that's not over, because at the end of the day this in itself gives out, it yields a value 2, and we take advantage of that and we give that value to another variable, y. And we can keep on going with this, because this is all an expression, this is all a command which yields out a value from the command itself. Let's see a few more examples of expressions to make sure we got it right. Here's a very simple expression. Oh, by the way, expression commands are one of those things which must always finish with a semicolon. That's one type of group of keywords which must finish with a semicolon. So here we have a very short and very dumb expression over here, which doesn't really do much, but it does express a value, the value of whatever number 1 means. Number 1 has the value of 1. So this expression over here gives us the value of 1. What does it mean that it gives us 1? Well, that we could take advantage of that 1 that is being yielded, that is being given out, and assign that to a variable, as we saw in all our previous videos. Here's another expression, 3 times 4. Again, over here, 4 by itself is an expression which gives us 4. 3 by itself is an expression which gives us 3. and all of this together is also an expression which gives us whatever the result is, 12. And we can take advantage of this expression and grab what is being expressed, grab whatever is being yielded, and put that, for example, into a variable, which we may have made earlier. Here's another type of expression, again a very simple, stupid one. Let's say we made a variable x, so if I just type x at some point, even though it doesn't do anything, but it is an expression, and it yields whatever is inside x. So if x, for example, had 9 before, right now this expression over here is going to yield 9. And we can take advantage of that and assign that to a different variable which we may have made, as we saw in the previous tutorials, that you can assign the value of one variable to a different variable, because this is expressing something and this is also expressing something. So whatever is being expressed from him goes inside of him using the assignment operator, which takes whatever is on the right and gives it to whatever is on the left. And all of this together is also an expression which actually just gives us whatever is the leftmost, which over here is y. So whatever y ends up to be over here could be used to make something else happen, like, for example, put all of that into t, or multiply by something and then put that into a different variable, etc., etc. As you see, since every single one of these things expresses something, they yield a number, a value. Doesn't even have to be a number, it could even be a letter with a character type of variable. So we could take advantage of what is being expressed and use it for something we might want to use. On the other hand, this line over here is not an expression because it doesn't yield anything at the end of the day. When I say at the end of the day, I mean working our way from right to left. Nothing at all is coming out of this command over here. The only thing that's happening over here is that the variable x is being created. So if I had a different variable before named r, for example, I won't be able to assign whatever x is and give that to r, because what's happening over here is just the creation of the variable x. On the other hand, number 9 over here is an expression which gives us the number 9, and that's why we could take advantage of this expression over here and give that to the variable x. And we could actually have over here any type of expression we'd like, anything which will give us some value which we can use with the assignment operator to put into the variable x. So this is an interesting line of code over here because it has in itself expression, and it also has in itself a regular command of creating a variable. Both of these types of commands mixed together in one line. Now here's the difference. X over here is a L value, a left value, which means it is some sort of variable which is a box that can take in itself an expression, a value. But 9 over here on the other hand is a R value, a right value, because it can only be placed on the right side of the assignment operator, meaning you can only take advantage of it from right to left using its expression and giving that to a variable, but you can never have the number 9 on the left side of the assignment operator. Like saying 9 equals 5 will make no sense because 9 isn't a variable, a left value, a box which can accept in itself some other expression. 9 is just a right value. It is no more than an expression itself, and it cannot accept any other expressions inside of it. X is a box. It is a variable which can take inside of itself a different value. And of course, x, which is a left value, can also be on the right side. It can also be an expression.